to add something, Davide, from
The suspension of, I don't know if WFP is still listening.
for UNHCR, Shelley Takral, the WFP spokesperson in...
The humanitarian situation in and around Goma remains extremely worrying. And again this morning, our colleagues in the Democratic Republic of the Congo report heavy small arms fire and mortar fire across the city and the presence of many dead bodies in the streets. We have reports of rapes committed by fighters, looting of property, including of a humanitarian warehouse, and humanitarian and health facilities being hit.
Good morning, madam. Can you brief our journalists on the situation of food?
Hospitals in Goma are reportedly overwhelmed, struggling to manage the influx of wounded people. Electricity and water supplies are compromised, and yesterday internet services were cut off and Goma is still offline this morning.
Patrick, you mentioned also like the shrapnel.
Sadly, hospitals and health workers are in danger too. We are hearing reports of health workers being shot at and patients, including babies, being caught in crossfire. WHO reminds everyone that attacks on healthcare violate the rules of war. Healthcare must be protected at all times.
I'd like to give the floor online to Matt Salmash for UNHCR.
Our teams, together with the hospital staff, have been treating people with mortar and shrapnel wounds, many of them with head wounds and chest traumas. Very disturbingly, we have seen a significant increase in the number of severely injured children. We've described what we see in two different conflicts in two different countries, but there is a very alarming common trend. Civilians are paying an increasingly heavy price for brutal armed conflicts, and this must stop. We urgently call on the parties to respect their obligations under the Geneva Conventions and do everything possible to spare civilians and civilian infrastructure.
What information do you have? Is that who is behind that? Is it M23?
Non-essential humanitarian staff have been relocated to reduce risks, but critical personnel remain in Goma. As you may have seen, the UN's emergency fund, the SURF, has immediately allocated $17 million to support the humanitarian response.
Calling back the non-essential staff, but how many people are still remaining there and how?
Food assistance activities in and around Goma have been temporarily paused. WFP is concerned about food scarcity in Goma and rising food prices as the airport and major access roads within the region have been cut off. So depending on the duration of violence, the supply of food into the city could be severely hampered. This is a huge test for Congolese trapped by fighting in Goma and surrounding areas of their resilience, and the next 24 hours will be critical as people start to run low on supplies and will need to see what they can find to survive.
Don't all know you, Yuria Prelev, RIA Novosti.
Bonjour, monsieur.